Have you ever bought or rented a videotape that wasn't quite right?
You're listening to Truth or
Movieland entertains you. Movieland's got the movies you want to see.
That's entertainment. There's something there for all the family.
The best of the old, more of the new. You know we got the movies that are just right for you. Let us entertain you, and you have a real good time. Movieland will entertain you.
Joining us in the Movieland Spotlight this month is Ryan Thomas Moore, an actor from California, known from his appearances in Pitchfork, Night Visions, and Jeepers Creepers 3. Thank you so much for joining us today, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started in the film industry and who inspired you?
When I was a little kid, I'm from New York. So growing up in New York, I like to watch Goodfellas because I'm from the same part of the town that all that took place in. And my mom kind of dated gangsters, and I always thought that was kind of cool. So I watched a lot of those movies. A big fan of Val Kilmer and Kevin Bacon, watching those guys. And oddly enough, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the show. I started to want to act at around like 10 years old. My mom would put me in like classes, theater classes, and it wasn't film. It was very theater and musical, and I can't sing. I didn't think I could really make it happen because everyone in New York would just tell you that you need to, become a plumber or an electrician or whatever. Moved out to LA and, I got lucky with some projects and I just keep plugging along.
Yeah, I was looking at your IMDb. It looked like you were like a mic or boom operator for a little bit. Is that right, or is that some kind of?
I don't even know how that. I don't think I ever did that. I think they just gave me that credit. I did a short film in New York. I guess that was a micro boom. I was an actor in it, so they just gave me an extra credit.
Well, that's right. Well, yeah, no, it sounds good. I like your influences there. I'm a massive Val Kilmer fan. Batman Forever, Tombstone, Get Going Forever, Willow, Tremors from Kevin Bacon, or anything Kevin Bacon, by the way, like Sleepers, dramatic roles. Yeah, can see why you go for the more villainous role. Is that your kind of go-to?
Yeah. I always. Kevin Bacon in Sleepers, I brought that scene into acting class, and also The River Wild. And I always try to do a scene, and I can't do it as good as him. But he just has this bad guy thing to him that's just, that I envy so much. I don't know. It looks like so much fun to play. Val Kilmer could play a villain too. I mean, you ever see Wonderland?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's about the Wonderland murders here in LA in the 80s with the porn star John Holmes, and he plays John Holmes. And it's like a really underrated movie. So if you ever get a chance, check it out.
Oh, absolutely. Val Kilmer, I'm down for that. Yeah, so after some roles in TV shows like Hollywood Heights and Days of Our Lives, your breakout role was in the indie horror film Pitchfork. How did this role come about and what drew you to it?
Well, it was a horror movie, and a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to. He was friends with the director, and he said, "Can you put yourself on tape for this role? We think you'd be good for it." I got to go out to Michigan for a month, and it was like summer camp. We just stayed on a farmhouse, the whole cast in one house, and we just partied and acted the whole time. It was a lot of fun. They premiered it in Vegas, and there's a lot of people in that theater. I was the last one in. I had to sit in the front row, and
right.
It was just very uncomfortable, watching yourself on a movie screen. Was a bunch of people behind me.
Put your hoodie up like it's not me.
I know. But we were in Vegas too, so I was like, oh. It was like a life experience, and living with a bunch of actors that you don't know in a house was crazy,
For the first experience on a Hollywood set there, it's got to have you some influence to want to keep going, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that actually, in a weird way, the director was saying that, they're making a new Jeepers Creepers 3, and you guys should audition for it. And this was 2 years before we actually shot Jeepers Creepers 3. And I was like, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. And it's funny, I ended up getting the audition, and obviously I booked it. And that was a pretty cool, I called the director up. I'm like, hey, remember you told me to look out for Jeepers Creepers 3? Well, I'm like, I got it.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll touch base on Jeepers Creepers in a moment before we get too far ahead. Just got to say, this pitchfork is like Wolverine with a pitchfork hand. Very unique.
Yeah.
Watching the trailer, I'm just like, wow, this is different. Just the pitchfork itself would have been all right, but Izzy's hand, all right?
Yeah, no, the makeup was actually pretty impressive with that movie. And just a cool set. Like we were like literally in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, on a farm. I think the town had like one stoplight, and we weren't even near that stoplight. We were just, there's just cows. There's Amish people like around. Like it was like a spooky set in itself. We just watched horror movies every night, like when we weren't shooting. Like the director has like Glenn. He had just a book of just all horror movies, and that's all we were allowed to watch, and that was a lot of fun.
That's hilarious. I was gonna say, is horror something you always wanted to work with? Like you're a fan of horror films, or was this whole experience just traumatic? And the fact that he made you watch all these films is like, you have to watch all these before we start.
Oh no, I love horror. I love all movies. But I mean, Scream was like my favorite, movie. Like back when I was a kid. I don't know about you, but I love that movie so much.
Oh, Scream's amazing.
Halloween H2O, The Faculty. Those were my jams.
Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard. Yeah, love them both.
Yeah, Billy and Stu. That's what they're.
Yeah.
And then the second one was Timothy Olyphant, who was the killer, and that was actually like a big inspiration for me, was Timothy Olyphant, because he had like this Jack Nicholson crazy guy to him.
Yeah. Teenage slashers were really big back in the 90s, and Scream was definitely a highlight for him. Faculty loved Josh Hartnett, and he's making a comeback lately, so it's great to see him back. But yeah, Faculty, wild film.
Did you see his new movie, Flight or Flight? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Fight or Fly. Yeah, I did some promotions for that one. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, that was a cool movie. I just watched it like a few weeks ago, and I bought it because I rented it and I bought it. It was really good.
Yeah. What about Trap? Did you like him in that one?
I wasn't crazy about that movie. He was fine. I mean, I like Josh. He's cool. I just wasn't crazy about the movie.
Yeah.
But
I think the third act should have paid off a little bit more when the reveal was there. I was hoping he'd start, cutting people's heads off or something.
Yeah. It wasn't my favorite. But I saw it in theaters, and
Now, the missus always gets me to watch these low-budget films with her sometimes because they remind her of daytime TV movies back in the day. I watched a couple with her recently, and they all had the same kind of title: Wrong Mother, Wrong Stepfather, Wrong Brother. And then I see you have one on your filmography, and I'm like, another one.
I know. I feel like I was miscast for that role.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that we shot that so fast. That was like so fast. I think the character, like you said, I play like kind of like the asshole bully a lot, and that I played like a nice innocent kid, and I don't know, it didn't fit. Like I remember watching it, and I was like, no, like I wasn't crazy about my performance in that, to say the least.
No, that's right. And those TV movies like that, they're not that half bad. Like I'm reluctant to always watch them. I think the Wrong Stepfather one, I enjoyed that one a fair bit. And there was another one, I can't remember the name. There's so many of them. And like once I seen that pop up in your filmography, my curiosity peaked. I'm like, how many of these films are there?
I know.
There's 28. 28.
I just shot a mini series with the kid, and he did another wrong. I forgot what wrong one he did, but he did a wrong movie, and what was it called? I don't remember. Maybe it was The Wrong Boyfriend. Yeah. So there's so many of them, and I think Vivica Fox is in like all of them.
Yeah, no, like that director, he's a workhorse. Like I looked at his filmography real quick, trying to figure out how many wrong movies there were, and it's just kept going. I'm like, I think he did like 4 or 5 wrong movies in 1 year. I'm like, Jesus, buddy, slow down.
I know. We shot that in like just a few days.
Oh, really?
Very fast. It's like a soap opera, but just you get like 2 takes. But cool. It was a cool set. I remember that.
Yeah, no, it was right. Yeah, of course. Nevertheless, we watched Wrong Student, and as soon as I uttered those wrong words, it's like, yep, we're watching it. Wrong Student. Next on the list, you took on the role of Kirk in the 3rd installment of the Jeepers Creepers franchise. Take us back to when you first got the call. How did you land this role in Jeepers Creepers 3?
I auditioned for it a year before for the love interest, like the hero kid, and
oh yeah.
and I actually auditioned for his part, and I really did a good job on the audition, and I got a call back, and then production fell through. A year later, they're like, "You have an audition for this," and I'm like, "Oh, I already auditioned for this," and so it was in person. So I came in person, and the director was there, and he's like, "I would actually like to see you read for Kirk," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. So I'll come back like tomorrow." He's like, "No, we're gonna just have you step outside for like 20 minutes, and you can, read for it." And I'm like, "Oh boy." And so I stepped outside for like 20 minutes, and I was taking my time, and they're like, "All right, we're ready for you." And I'm like, but yeah, I basically booked it in the room that day, but then they made me come back and do it again. That was it. I got the part, and I was very excited.
Yeah, I was going to say, what drew you to the Jeepers Creepers? Were you a fan of the original films before joining the cast?
I wasn't like those. I mean, I liked the first one, and I knew like the true story behind it. And I like Justin Long, but I wasn't, it wasn't like at the top of my list. A lot of other people I know are huge fans of it, so I was excited about that. But I was excited to be part of a franchise because I also auditioned for like the Scream franchise, and like I was like, please let me get this part. And so I was like, all right, well, didn't get Scream, but we can do Jeepers Creepers. I was but I obviously got into it, and I was like, oh cool, we're gonna meet the creeper and whatnot. And I got to go to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Like 3 or 4 times they sent me out there. So it was like back to LA, back and forth, and which was a lot of fun because traveling to work when you're an actor is like, I think that's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Creeper has become like a cult horror icon. Like, what was it like filming scenes around such an infamous character?
Yeah, Jonathan Breck.
Yeah.
He was really nice, really professional. The last scene where, spoiler alert, when I die, we were in the truck, he's dragging me around, and he has to grab me by the leg and like drag me. And I remember the director was like, what is he? Is he heavy or something? And because he was they want him to like, and he's like, well, he's not light. And that was something that always stood out to me, and I thought that was hilarious. I was supposed to be dead, but I just started laughing. But yeah, that was a good experience. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, your scene with your dirt bike crew is a major highlight for the film for me. Like, it's a very intense and unique atmosphere. You first discover it and showcasing the Creepers truck. What was like working that scene? I mean, there's a lot of mechanics in that, like when you're getting pulled to the truck and all that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people on set. I had to like plead for my life in that scene, and I remember like just reading the script, and then when I was in LA rehearsing it, that was a hard scene to rehearse because I can't just do that in my apartment. We're gonna call the cops. So I was like, I'm gonna have to just figure this out. There was no way to like dry run that, you know what I mean? And so basically, when they said that was when I just let it rip, and it was and it was a lot of just once you get that first take out of the way, you're like, okay, cool, we did it. We can, we know how to do this now. But it was cold. I'll remember that. I was freezing that day. And there's just a lot of waiting around to shoot and, get all the mechanics and, all that stuff. And
yeah, horror movies often rely on atmosphere and tension. All 3 Jeepers Creepers were like perfectly cast because being scared is really hard to sell. Like, for me anyway, you could try and do it, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. But Jeepers Creepers always makes me feel it. But yeah, how did you prepare mentally, like, for the intense and suspenseful scenes?
Watching a lot of other horror movies, going there in my mind, I guess, just doing my sell it. And I feel like that's kind of like something I enjoy doing, like acting scared. So it wasn't too hard for me, at least, I hope it came off okay. But
oh, it did. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Did you have any dirt bike training before this film? Like, I also noticed you're amongst dirt bikes in the TV show Baskets as well. Is it a passion of yours or just a coincidental match?
It's oddly enough, like, that's not even me. Those were my stunt doubles. And I've never been on a dirt bike. I ride a motorcycle, but I mean, both times, like when I did Baskets, they actually made me audition on a motorcycle. They wanted me to, and at the time I didn't have one. So I rented a bike and I just drove around the parking garage on camera for them. But I ended up using somebody else who could do a wheelie. I can't do a wheelie. So with Jeepers Creepers, yeah, they had stunt doubles for all of us. So, but in Baskets, you can clearly tell it's not me when he pulls up.
Yeah.
There's a part like where he pulls off. And I'm like, oh, that's not me. You know, completely different guy.
Yeah, side question. What's it like working with Zach Galifianakis in Baskets?
Oh, it was so cool. I was a fan of the show before I auditioned for it. So I was like, which made it easier because when I was auditioning, I was reading to his character. So I was like, oh, I know exactly what the actor is going to give me because I know I'm a fan of his work. I know his character. So that makes it a lot easier to like imagine, envision, or whatever. But he was a really nice guy. Louis Henderson, I didn't get to work with, but I hung out with him on set. Really sweet. Zach, a funny story is we're about to shoot a scene with me and Zach, and we're standing there waiting for action. And he's like, so Ryan, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, Long Island, Queens, And he's like, oh. And then I'm like, where are you from? And he's like, I don't remember. And then they say action. And I was like so thrown off. And I had to just go right into the scene, which I don't know if worked, but I was more just kind of like,
That's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Would have thrown me as well. But yeah, no, back to Jeepers for a little bit. When I first seen the bikes in Jeepers Creepers, for some reason I thought of Eight-Legged Freaks. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but
And theaters.
yeah, no, I did as well. I love that scene with the jumping spiders. Well, I love and hate it because I can't stand thinking about spiders. But with Jeepers Creepers, like I would have loved to see more of your crew against a creeper, like maybe even a bike chase even, though it's still brilliant. But like,
That would have been so cool. Like, I didn't even think about that. You're right. That would have been awesome.
yeah, that's so when it was like so minimalized, I'm like, oh, that's it, damn. Like, cause yeah, I loved your characters. Like, I think it was the standout and it got like, yeah, minimal scenes. But yeah, I was going to ask, was there any scenes that were shot that didn't get used at all with you guys on the bikes?
Not with me, no.
Yeah, I know the budget got terribly sliced with this film, like some of the CGI and everything. So I can see that there was a lot more potential for this film. Though it's still great. Like I know there's a love-hate relationship for a lot of people comparing it to the first two, but I still think it's great. I've rewatched it several times, and it actually popped up on YouTube Movies for free the other day, and I gave it a rewatch, and that's why I thought of contacting you guys. I'm like, I was fishing for who would reply.
Yeah. You got me, man. I ran into Red, the guy who plays Red, Justin. I ran into him at the mall during Christmas last year, and that was cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you have any like chemistry with anyone in the cast? Like, can you keep in touch with any of them at all?
No, not really. I mean, I ran into Justin at the mall, and we talked for like 10 minutes. I've always meant to text him, but people are busy. I hung out with Gabriella a little bit after the film. She had a 4th of July party at her house. It was cool.
Controversial question. Did you ever get around to seeing the Reborn reboot of Jeepers Creepers?
I didn't. Have you?
See, I love the first film so much that it's like probably the top 2 horror movies ever in my list. Reborn reboot is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire life.
Damn. All right.
It's such a shame for me to say that because I love the first so much that I hate Reborn so much.
Okay, I won't watch it.
Yeah, well, there's actually a big lawsuit for it because Myra Pictures, who did Jeepers Creepers 3, I don't know if they did 2 or 1, they own the rights, and a different company, Screen Media, basically stole the thing. There's a big court case around it, and they're basically calling it an unauthorized fan film. And I'll tell you, that is the perfect review for Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It looks like, a bunch of kids got together and got some cheap cosplay outfits and running around trying to replicate the 3 films and fail miserably. Like, I wanted to love it so much because I love the first 3. Went to the cinema and I knew within the first 5 minutes something was wrong. Those kind of films, I'm like, nah. But I stuck through the entire thing because my love for Jeepers, and there's only one moment in the entire film I love, and it's I get this with the first three films. Well, more so the first film. The Creeper loves his song that he's vinyls and stuff. In Reborn, he puts on this vinyl while he starts trying to kill people, and someone smashes his vinyl, and he's like, "Oh!" I just laughed. I laughed so hard at that scene. That would be great.
That's funny.
I got a bit of more hatred for the film because I heard rumors that after Jeepers Creepers 3, the original directors have already penned a fourth film, having Trish returning, and they obviously started teasing the origins of the Creeper, which were going to come to fruition in the fourth film should they do it. But it seemed like once Reborn came out, it derailed that ever happening. I don't know if you ever heard any insights into that ever happening.
No, you probably know more about it than I do. I mean, I think I did hear about Trish coming back. She wasn't in Reborn, right?
No, she was in 3 with you at the very end. Yeah.
Yeah. I that's why I think, yeah. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, you said earlier that you're aware of the true story behind Jeepers Creepers. That was one of the things that was going to pop out there. So you're aware that it was based on a true story / the whole kind of first, 20 minutes of Jeepers Creepers 1 is basically a scene-for-scene ripoff of an Unsolved Mysteries episode.
I know. That's what kind of turned me on to the whole thing, because I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries, and and I was like, oh, horror movie, real life story. I was like, that's crazy. And I remember seeing Jeepers Creepers like back in the day, and it actually scared me. I think it was because of the Unsolved Mysteries episode, but I forgot wasn't it like a guy who killed his wife or something like that? He was like,
yeah, I can't remember exactly the whole aspect of it. It kind of starts and finishes to when they just spot him throwing that body down the barrel and chasing him off the road, and that's it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it's a great setup to the film, and it doesn't bother me that it's ripped off because he replicated it so much better, and Justin Long perfected that film. Any film he does, he's sold terror better than any actor I've ever seen in that film. So Justin, the Creeper, and Trish, all three of them, with such minimal elements to the first half of the film, it has so much to it. It's a brilliant film.
I agree. I love Justin. Did you see him did you see Weapons?
Yes, Weapons. Oh my God.
That's great. I loved it.
First horror film he hasn't died in.
True. I know, because he died in Barbarian, right?
Yeah, and that seemed like a hint, a tribute to Jeepers Creepers, because they ripped out his eyes at the end.
That's right. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, one thing about Jeepers Creepers 1, I was thinking the other day, this is kind of just fan things. I'd like to throw it out there, is Creeper hunts by, smell of the fear, right? So he's running Trish and Derry. Is it Derry? Or Justin, I'll just say, so I don't get it wrong. Trying to run him off the road. So why did he leave them if he already knew, further in the movie, that he wanted one of them? And I realized, there's a hidden setup there that Justin's laundry stinks in the car, and Trish puts a smelly thing in there. So I feel like the Creeper's coming up and he can't smell it because it's stench of laundry. So later in the thing, he finds the laundry and he's throws it all everywhere. And it's the laundry's gone. So now he can actually smell them properly. Is that the punch? Is that a setup there?
I believe so. Yeah. From what I remember, it's been a minute since I watched any of them. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I only just picked that up the other day. Yeah, so the origins of the Creeper were slightly teased and explored in the third film, but locked in hopes to deliver the answers in the fourth, derailing, obviously, like I said, with the Reborn reboot, which, I wanted to know if you got any inside scoop about the Creeper's origins at all.
No, I didn't. I could have asked there, but I was I don't ask a lot of questions when I go to sets. Obviously about the movie that we're doing, but I didn't really. I wish I did talk to Jonathan more. But where do you think he came from?
There was a comic book that was released, and they kind of touched base it there, but I'm not sure who wrote that, and if it's source material, it's just someone else's kind of thing there. I have several predictions. So the comic book, from my memory, was he's some kind of god or something that was banished to be immortal, way back in ancient times, and he has to feed on people to survive. from my recollection, or he's some kind of parasite, and only the head is really the core of it. How the thing comes out and everything. So the whole body's just like an anchor for him or something. But it just still doesn't make sense. So there's so many questions I have that I'd love to shake the director and the writer's minds. Like, come on, you tease it like, what's in the box in the third film, and then it's just nope, it's gone. Bro.
I guess the aspect of not knowing is pretty cool. It's
yeah. I guess it's a curse. It sounds like a curse.
I think the second one, I think the opening scene of the second one is like so good in the cornfield, like with the kid getting taken. I think
Yeah.
it's not underrated, but that's a pretty sick scene.
Like I said, all three are great for me, and I love how the third film sits in between 1 and 2, like, and got some of the original cast, and kind of just you could watch that right after number 1, and then 2 right after 3, and just fits so perfect. I like how The Thing did that, and if you ever seen the original 80s Thing and then the 2000 Thing, it's like a prequel, and it like fades perfectly into the original film. Love how they do that.
I've actually never seen The Thing, which is crazy.
It's pretty brutal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Okay.
You like Kurt Russell?
Oh, I love him.
The Thing's done by John Carpenter. He's collabed with Kurt Russell, obviously, on Big Trouble in Little China. So it seemed like, them two just are great together. So if you love Big Trouble in Little China, I think you'll love The Thing.
I haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China in such a long time, but I used to watch it so much when I was a kid.
Still holds up.
Yeah. I gotta go back and watch that.
Sorry for the so many Jeepers questions. I love the truck, but biggest Jeepers goof people bring up is the license plate. People would say, how did he register his plates? Did he go to the DV? Look at the plate. Like, I'm pretty sure it's handmade, and I guarantee you he's not paying renewals on those plates every year. He's definitely not getting pulled over as well.
Yeah, that was cool. And I think it's the same truck that they used in all of them. And
Oh, really?
I'm not 100% sure, but the people who own that truck in the third one, like, they live here in California, and they actually drove the truck all the way to New Orleans. And it was like a mom, dad, daughter. And, I hung out with them a lot on set. They were really nice.
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, they must get so much attention because I think they had it on a tow. So, like, when they were driving across country, like, people who know the film must have been like, whoa, like, nuts.
Yeah, it's one of the best setups. Like, I mean, the first, 5 minutes of the first film, it just rolls up behind it. It's the horn and everything. It's such an intimidating vehicle. And it's like it's got NOS. I love that screaming sound effect.
No, that's a great shot. And I think that's what, like, made the movie so cool, is that opening.
Yeah, well, I really and surely hope that another one comes along, and would have been great to see you do more on the bikes, but you did an absolutely amazing job on that film, and you're a standout character for me, so yeah, congrats on that role, and I hope you get some more recognition for it.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, outside of horror, what kind of roles or genres are you most interested in exploring next?
Drama, maybe, it's a good question, but I just shot a short film, and the director's been sending me cuts of it actually today, and I'm really excited about this because I think it's going to make like a pretty big film festival circuit. It's going to be 12 minutes, and it's basically an actor who is basically he thinks he's going to an acting class to kind of like he's getting paid to go, but he doesn't know that it's an intimacy coordinator class. And he runs into his ex-girlfriend, and she's the other person that I'm going to be doing, we have to like kind of be intimate with each other. And it's just like an awkward comedy. It kind of reminds me of Whiplash, but like the actors in this were so good. I'm not saying me, I'm just saying like, everybody else involved, and like everything I've seen of this, it's like, I'm just like so proud of it because it looks so awesome. Stuff like that, like I seem to do a lot of horror. And I die a lot in things. So, even like the miniseries I just shot, Night Vision, it's like horror-esque, and so I'm like, man, I'm not going to say if I die or not.
That's the thing about an actor. If you can dive in anything by interest is where your core performance comes out. So, like, I think you shouldn't give up your dream of being in the Scream franchise. I mean, they're still making Scream movies. So yeah, keep lobbying for that. I think you could die in that one too.
I know. I auditioned for Scream 5, but it was just called Scream, for the Jack Quaid character, and I don't think I was, right for that character. I do think I could have played, forget his name, but he was also in Smile, the first one. He plays the cop. He plays like the pool player, you know what I mean? And he's like the tough guy. Like maybe I could have gotten that role. Like I think that would have been a more suitable role, but.
Yeah, Jack Quaid one would have been interesting, but Jack Quaid's like sold that movie perfectly. Like you knew who's the killer straight away too.
Yeah.
Like they even picked it out. Like yeah, no. The role you're talking about, I can't believe I forgot his name. 'Cause I'm such a big fan of his work. Kyle Garner, Joel in Smile. Yeah, he's been doing some amazing films. I don't know if you've seen a lot of his work before. He did another one recently called Strange Darling. That one's amazing. Dinner in America. Oh, God. Another one called The Passenger as well. He's also in The Nightmare on Elm Street and reckon what was that one, the older one, Red State.
He's in Red State?
Yeah, he's the one that gets kidnapped in a cage.
Oh my God, that is him. Wait, that is such an underrated movie, dude.
Yeah. I love that film. That's when I first introduced to his character and loved him in that movie. I'm like, yeah, I hear that guy's going to go place. He's got another one called Alien Code, which is really good. It's just him on his own. Yeah, check out his filmography, man.
I didn't even realize that was him from Red State. I totally remember, dude. The whole scene in the church and everything, and Melissa Leo's in that. Oh, I know he's.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing film to rewatch. Yeah, no, Scream, getting you in there. There's another one I think you could have lobbied for. I don't know if you're familiar with the actor Rory Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother. Yeah, he was in one of the Screams. I think you could have fit in that role as well. Big fan of. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen Lords of Chaos. He did.
No, I saw him in The Dangerous Lives of Altar Boys, but I don't know if that was. I get the Culkins confused because there's Rory and there's Kieran, right? And there's Macaulay.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure of the one you just said, the film you said, but he's actually originally in Signs with Mel Gibson. That was his first role. It's weird because I seen that at the cinema and like I didn't even realize in him growing up that was him. Lords of Chaos, you have to check that one out. It's actually based on a true story of a Norwegian black metal band. I never knew who the band were either, but the truth to that band story, like I knew the extent, like, the singer killed himself within the first 15 minutes of the film. I'm like, I thought that was the whole story, but there's so much more that happens in that, and Rory sells it so well. There's another actor in there. He's in Place Beyond the Pines.
Who's he playing that?
He plays the because you got the Chronicle Kid. It was the opposite, the Chronicle Kid.
Oh yeah, he plays what's his face, his son. He plays
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he plays opposite Rory Culkin in Lords of Chaos, and they both have a standoff, and it's one of the best like egotistical standoff I've ever seen in a film. Like, and it gets freaking violent and crazy. Lords of Chaos is a must watch.
Val Kilmer's son's in it.
Yeah, Jack Kilmer's in there. Skarsgård, Walter Skarsgård's in it.
Oh wow, this is like that's an interesting. That's crazy.
You got to check it out. Even if you're not into metal, like, trust me, that's not the core of the film. It's the drama that happens between. It's a true story. After you watch it, I guarantee it, you'll be Googling to see what's real. And it's unreal what these lot went through.
Wow, I'll check that out. I mean, no, it looks awesome. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, but that one made me Rory Culkin, one of my favorite actors, and ended up watching pretty much everything on his filmography after that. He did another one with Adrian Brody. What was it called? What was it? It's got Antonio Banderas in it as well. Unchained or Bullethead. There's two names for it. Then I started going way off topic talking about other people's shit.
No, I love it.
Yeah. So you're currently working on Night Visions. Is that still in progress, or have you completed with that one?
Yeah, we wrapped in March. Yeah, we wrapped in March. That was fun. That was intense. Yeah, we wrapped in March. Episode 4 is currently out. And it's going to be 6 episodes. We got 5 and 6. So 2 more weeks. And I like what I've seen so far. It's pretty cool. I mean, I had a lot of dialogue and a lot of like military lingo to pick up on in a short amount of time. Because I auditioned for it in January, like a month went by. And then my agent or manager called me and they said, hey, you got a callback. And I was like, oh, cool. For what? And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, when I was reading for it, I was like, I don't know if this is me or if I can do this, but they liked me. But it was hard work, man. That was like some of the hardest work I've ever done in my life.
Right now, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I was trying to track down a way to watch it and can't see it in Australia yet. So hopefully I can find a link to it and check it out.
I know. I hope it kind of gets put out on other streaming platforms, not just Vet TV. Maybe like Tubi or something like that. I think they were saying something maybe in due time.
Yeah, cool. Looking forward to seeing it. So, we obviously dove into a lot of movies there, but here at Movieland, we love recommending movies, obviously. So can you give us 6 movies to watch? Old, new, sky's the limit.
True Romance is one of my favorite movies. I'm sure you've seen it,
Oh, yeah.
Inside, it's a French horror movie. Came out. Bring Her Back.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. So
that was actually filmed in my hometown, and I know the guys who put it together.
Oh, that was such a disturbing movie for me that like I don't even want to watch it again because I was like, it was so like, oh, dark, like I don't want to get it, but
even the ending, like it made you feel sorry for her. I'm not going to try to spoil it again. Like you just, almost hated her the whole film, and then at the end you kind of feel so bad for her. It's like,
she was so creepy, like
yeah,
like what did you find scarier, that or Weapons?
Oh, that's tough. I guess I felt more unsettled in Bring Her Back, especially if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh my. Other movies that I recommend, Goodfellas. You gotta throw Goodfellas in there. Wonderland. I definitely recommend Wonderland. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes, love that film.
You gotta have that in there. The Reader with Kate Winslet. It's so good. I read the book, and then they made it a movie. I was like, and I don't know which one I liked more. I just saw DiCaprio's and Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, One Battle
After.
Yeah, I saw that the night before last, and I liked that a lot. I thought it was really good.
I think it was too overhyped to the point I was expecting something, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio's regular, and that whole scene of him looking for a phone charger for 20 minutes pissed me off. I'm like, come on, just plug your phone in for sake.
I mean, fair enough. You know what it reminded me of, like a Ninja Turtles movie for some reason, but I don't know why. Like I was thinking Ninja Turtles for so long, but my brother had some criticism of it as well. The thing is, I'm not a Paul Thomas, like I like Paul Thomas Anderson, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like a huge fan of his movies like other people, have it as. So I know you like There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, you got me there. I drink your milkshake.
Yeah. No, I mean his acting is insane in that. Like he's so good.
Yeah, both of them are great in that film. Love the when he played the Riddler in the new Batman. Always forget his name.
Paul Dano.
Yeah, he's great actor.
Yeah. What's funny is when there's the short film I just shot. You ever see The Girl Next Door? Because Paul Dano's in that with Emile Hirsch. Chris Marquette was in that, and he was helping out on the short film that I just did. And he was in The Girl Next Door, Alpha Dog. And
yeah, I like Alpha Dog.
Dark when I saw him. He plays the guy with like the hair. It's like the emo hair kind of, and it's the long hair. He showed up to set. And I was like, what are you doing here? but yeah, Paul Dano's great. He was in 12 Years a Slave as well. He's psychopath in that movie, and Michael Fassbender. I mean, he's another he's
so underrated. Like I hate how people hate on him. Like I love Prometheus so much. That and what did he do? He did this other one where he's a musician. Just he always got the big head. Did you ever see that one? It's cool.
No.
Frank.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's right.
Yeah, that was good.
He also was in he did Steve Jobs. Like I thought he was so good in that movie.
Paul Dano, Prisoners. I seen that recently. That was wild.
That was wild. I genuinely so good in that movie.
Yeah. Swiss Army Man. Did you see that one with Harry Potter as well?
No, I didn't see.
It's a dead Harry Potter, well, Daniel Radcliffe. Everyone calls him Harry Potter. I like to give him crap. But Daniel Radcliffe is so much more than Harry Potter. This Swiss Army man, he's just a dead body throughout the whole thing, and Paul Dano's just dragging his dead body around the whole film. It's so funny. It's ridiculously and funny. I mean, there's a scene where he's like surfing with the dead body. It's one of those.
I've been meaning to watch that movie, but I just never got around to it.
So, what are your go-to movie snacks at the cinema?
Fortunately, I try not to. This is like, but I'm guilty of it. Like, me and my girlfriend will go. I'm not a popcorn person, but I'll always eat somebody else's popcorn, but I'll never get a else. And but I get like a large cherry soda, which shouldn't do, but I do it. And I usually get another one that's like Skittles. I'm a Skittles person.
Yeah, I love Skittles, and I was crazy about sour Skittles back in the 90s, and then I gave it up, and then all of a sudden, I'm a Skittles guy again. But
I didn't do the sour ones. I just do like the traditional ones.
yeah, that's good.
When I was a kid, the green one was lime, and then they switched it with green apple.
Yeah, true.
And I was like, this is temporary, but it was permanent, and it never went back.
Actually, surprised to see some quite standard recommendations here of what they go for movie snacks. Most people are doing some weird stuff like throwing Maltesers in popcorn. I just don't get it. Chocolate mixed with no.
What's a Malteser?
Oh, you don't know what Maltesers are? Oh, it's like a how do I describe a Malteser? You don't have those there?
I mean, maybe somewhere, but I have never seen them at a theater. They look good.
Okay. Yeah, no, they're good, but I just don't understand why people dump them in popcorn. My missus does it, and it irritates me. So she has to have her own popcorn and do that chocolate mess over there. It's salt and butter, not chocolate.
What do you get when you go to the movies?
So standard, yeah. Personally, I love drinking ginger beer. It's my favorite drink, but they don't do that at the cinema. So I'll just go with the standard Coke and just a jumbo popcorn by itself. So pretty simple. And then sometimes I'll duck out for some Skittles if the movie's long, or if I'm doing a back-to-back film, Skittles will be the second round.
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, buddy. I had an absolute blast talking with you, and wish you all the best for your future work, and can't wait to see you in the next Scream.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.